nerds, what's up? Today's video is going to be my February wrap-up, so let's get right on into this. Alright, in February I planned to read 9 books and I ended up reading 7. I borrowed 4 books from the library, bought nothing, and I read in a total 2,550 pages. Those were a breakdown of, I read 1 contemporary, 1 dystopian, 1 fantasy, 1 nonfiction, and 1 graphic novel, as well as 1 sci-fi and 1 historical. So I spread out my genres very in depth. I read 2 3.5 stars, 4 stars, and 1 5-star. I listened to 5 audiobooks and read 2 physical books. And then I read 4 adults and 3 YAs, keeping up perfectly with my basic half and half adult versus young adult. I've noticed that this is doing really well with my trying to read through the Goodreads winners. That's doing my adult versus young adult thing. Very, very good stuff. So, moving to what I actually read this month, I read Recursion, which is by Blake Crouch. This is a sci-fi time travel-y book. I gave this book 3.5 stars. It was fun. It was definitely a fun time, and I did enjoy, like, the mystery sort of thing about the time travel, and, like, really hate that Matt shares the living room with me now. So yeah, the time travel aspect was really interesting, like the mystery of it and how they were going to fix it. However, I found that the overall plot is basically that this woman creates the time travel chair thing that works. That's how you go back in time, and you go back in time. So let's say you were born in 1980 and it's 2010 when the chair is made. And it's 2015 when you actually go backwards in time. So if this person went backwards in time in 2015 to 1990 when they were 10 years old, they would live their whole life up until the point when they had originally gone back in time in 2015. And then everyone who had a memory of what happened that she has since changed would now have both sets of memories of the 2 timelines that occurred. So, because of this, the woman who created the chair is now trying to uninvent the chair because dealing with time is messed up and it never goes well. And there's things that happen that she wants to never be able to happen because of this chair that she wants to uninvent. So she's trying to figure out how to make it so that nobody will ever remember the dead memory of the creation of the chair so that they can then take from that and learn how to do it. Okay? Okay. The problem that I had was 2 things. One is that the amount of times we circled through the timing to finally get to the end and the result and the conclusion, I think it happened way too many times. It felt way over redundant, and I didn't have a good time by the end of it. We knew that at some point they were going to finally figure it out, but they went through it so many times that I was, bored. The other problem was that there's this thing that happens that doesn't make any sense for the dead memory aspect. It was a plot hole that didn't make any sense. So, yeah, that was fun. I also read The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood, and this was, again, a book to read because it won one of the Goodreads awards. Technically, its sequel won the Goodreads award, The Testament, but because I hadn't read The Handmaid's Tale, this is what I read instead, and it was fine. I give it a 3 out of 5 stars. Also, it was definitely an interesting dystopian, and it was hard to read at times, and it deals a lot with women's rights and religious aspect of women's rights and procreation and stuff like that. And I liked a lot of it, but I felt like some of the science fiction dystopian aspects were not delved deep enough into for me to believe. I felt like I had to suspend my reality a lot for this book to be scary. For example, the whole thing doesn't happen everywhere. The whole world doesn't suddenly do this. It's only one part of the US, and I found it hard to believe that everyone around the world would be fine with such drastic human rights issues, because like considering how much we infiltrate other countries, you would think, I don't know, that people wouldn't be okay with that. I don't know. So yeah, there was like quite a bit of suspending reality for things like that. It wasn't really 100% believable. There was also some aspects of like the individual story, the individual plot that I had to suspend some reality for. I don't know. It's overall a pretty creepy book. I definitely think the movie TV show on Hulu does it even creepier. I haven't watched the whole thing. I've only watched 2 episodes. I mean, I'm definitely intrigued to watch the whole thing now that I have read the whole thing. And I'm not opposed to reading the sequel either. But it also ended kind of weird. I don't know. Whatever. I also finished Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas, which is book 6 in the Throne of Glass series. This is a reread for me. I was reading all of these books in order to do the read along with Brittany from Brittany's Book Find and Paula and Jackie, and so we read this one and did the live show for it, and it's not my favorite book in the series. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. This book is one of the slowest, I think, of the series, and I was saying this in the live show that we just did for Kingdom of Ash, but I wish that instead of having separated Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn by characters, which I know she didn't originally intend to make 2 full-blown books like this, I wish that we had gotten all of the characters merged into 2 different books like all the other books are. I think that would have made it better. I love the new characters we meet in this story, though. They're all fun. I like a lot of this book a lot. I just don't like everything about it. I also read Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell, which is a graphic novel, and it's cute. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. It's all about these 2 kids who do the pumpkin patch, like work at the pumpkin patch every year, and it's their senior year, so they're going to go off to college next year, and they won't be able to work the pumpkin patch. It's their last time together, and they go on this adventure trying to get the boy to meet the girl that he's been obsessed with since he started working there, and it was cute. I liked it. Same thing as always with graphic novels for me, because they just aren't my perfect medium, is that it wasn't deep enough. It's very surface level. It's a graphic novel. Graphic novels just can't get into it like I want to. So very cute. Love the art. The story was adorable. Just wasn't perfect for me. I also read Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng this month, which was cool. I loved this book a lot. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars because it wasn't perfect. There were definitely some things that I had issues with, but I really, really did like it. There's this whole... I love the writing style that Celeste Ng chose for this kind of like mystery, almost not mystery thing, which is how she starts the novel right in the action and tells us what happened at the end of the book, and then goes backwards and tells you the whole story. I love that writing a lot. So I love that device, that writing device. It's my favorite thing. It was well done. I think that I was most disappointed with some of the mystery aspects. They weren't as intense or crazy as I would have liked. Didn't really explain what that book is about. I suppose I should. So basically, Little Fires Everywhere starts off with the knowledge that this family that is from this like suburban area, you know, well-to-do, makes decent money type style things. They own another house that this single mother with her daughter has been renting out, and they're new in town, and they also don't have a lot of money, etc., etc. The house was on fire. That's like where we start the story, and then we go backwards and meet all of the characters and get to know how they know each other and all that stuff. And I don't want to tell you more than that, but it's good. I also read Over the Top by Jonathan Van Ness this month, which is a memoir. Again, one of the Goodreads winners, which is why I chose to read it. I don't know anything about Jonathan Van Ness except for what I got from this book, but he's on Queer Eye, I think, and so that's like how people know him. The book was good. I listened to the narration of it, and he narrated it himself, which is always a fun time for me. I love when nonfiction, like memoir narrators are themselves, and yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. It's hard to rate a memoir, because like, what am I doing? Rating your life? I don't know. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. It was good. I also read All American Muslim Girl by Nadine Jolie Courtney, which is a book all about this girl who's moved around a lot of her life because of her dad getting different jobs at different universities. Her dad was raised Muslim, but he doesn't practice. Her mom is American and white, and her family comes every year. They all speak Arabic. She doesn't really know how to speak it, so she feels a little bit disconnected from the rest of her family's culture. And so she's like trying to find her own self within her spirituality, especially and religion and stuff. And so she also is dating a white American boy. And so she's like struggling with the pull of these two big things in her life and like the confrontation with her dad and stuff. And it's really well done in my opinion. I don't know a lot about Muslim culture, but I felt it was believable. I would love to hear what other Muslim reviewers would have to say about it, but I really liked it. It was really good. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. And those are all of the books that I read in February. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them, or if you want to read them now, and let me know. I make videos every Monday and Wednesday on this channel, so I will see you guys very soon with a new one. You should check out my links down below. I've got social media stuff, I've got my second channel, and I've got my new podcast down there. You should check it out. And I'll see you guys very soon with a new video. Bye!